Yeah, Harley Davidson again. Yeah, look what I'm on. Big adventure bike. Yeah, 1250. Can you believe it? Pan America, just unbelievable. Keyless ignition. Let's get that on. Oh, there we go. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Let's get it. Oh, listen to that. It does sound reminiscent of the Tiger, even though it's a V-twin into gear. We'll get going and I'll talk a bit more about it. Obviously, as per usual, I know nothing about it. No, I find it much better to judge a bike by not knowing anything about it. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? How does it feel at the moment? Just like any other bike, any other adventure bike, except this is a bumpy old road. This seems very, very comfortable, to be honest. Yeah, a massive screen in front, Mickey Mouse mirrors, which needs a tiny little bit of adjustment, just a little bit. Perfect. And we'll get out of here before I mutter any more. Yeah. Now, what I was saying earlier about, I'll tell you about that later. So it's got quite a bit of seat height adjustment, and when you fire it up, it drops down, it sinks down and then comes back up. Yeah. Adaptive seat height or something like that, I don't know. Presumably if you've got a pillion and stuff like that, it automatically adjusts itself. I'm in road mode at the moment. It's got a hell of a lot of modes, which you alter just by flick of a button. So obviously it's adventure in style, yeah. Big touring bike, but I think all the Harleys appear to be touring bikes. I know they're cruisers, but people do tend to tour a lot on them. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of buffeting around my face, but I've got my visor up. I don't know if you'll be feeling it or not. The mirrors, I've got to say, are excellent, and they look dead easy to adjust. They've got so much movement on the end itself. It's almost like it can be rotated. Yeah. The dash, Game Boy style, rev counter in a circle with speed in the middle in numbers. Yeah, it's got fuel gauge, your range, trip A, trip B, temperature, engine temperature, all that lot, phone connectivity, sat nav, all the electronics that you want. And I understand that the early ones had a few electrical problems, yeah, but they're fixed now. So like a lot of bikes when they first came out, crikey, it's noisy behind that tractor. So what I shall do is keep stum until I'm past it. Yeah, I don't know where it'll be going. Well, it doesn't seem to have any problem overtaking. Yeah, got about 150 brake horsepower. and about 100 Newton meters of torque, something like that. We can check all that out when we do the walk round. Yeah, it's also got a quick shifter as well. I've been using the clutch there in the slow traffic till I get used to it. Wind protection, a little bit of buffeting. Don't know if the screen will go up. I think the screen will go up a bit higher, so we'll check that when we stop and do the walk round. Controls, looks like there's a lot of buttons, but there's not really. They're all sort of intuitive, really. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be very complicated at all. The ride is really quite plush. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Really quite plush. I was talking to Mike at Lind, and he went off touring. Yeah, off up north. Yeah, around all the passes and everywhere. Really enjoyed it. Had a great time. Don't know if the quick shifter's down as well. Yeah, it is. Oh, petrol station there. I should have gone and got petrol, I reckon. But we'll see. We've got plenty of miles. Yeah, it's very reminiscent of a Tiger, except you're riding a Harley Davidson and a V-twin, liquid cooled version, of course. But yeah, I could see myself doing a few miles on one of these. I don't know what the service intervals are on it. If they're large, I should imagine that there'd be something like 10,000 with a liquid cooled engine. Could be less. I know air cooled engines need them every 5,000 or 6,000. So yeah, so what we'll do is we'll go down here to Isleham at this crossroads, see where that takes us, see if we can find somewhere to do a walk around. So indicator on, brakes seem absolutely fine, back ones perhaps not as hot as I'm used to. Just making sure it's cancelled. Yeah, and off we go down the back road. Now if you don't know the Fens, you won't be aware that these roads are atrocious. Yeah, they give way, they just collapse, and in some places they're higher than the surrounding land. But I've got to say, going across this road, it's like flying on a carpet. Very impressed. It's just lovely. Oh, we've got a car coming, so we'll get on the brakes. Oh, he's just going to come. Yeah, even though he had somewhere to pull over, he chose not to. Oh, it's just really quite surprising. But then I'm constantly surprised with all the bikes I ride, and I think if you're looking for a new bike, you mustn't be closed off. No, you've got to be open about it. I mean, look at the state of this road. It just goes over it, no worries. Is he stopping? And where's Isleham? Oh, Isleham down there. So now's a good time to see how easy is it to turn round down a very, very narrow lane. Yeah, let's find somewhere where the road hasn't collapsed. So we'll do that. Oh, there's a big space up there. So oh, look at that. Can just turn straight round. Marvellous. So I don't know what it weighs. It doesn't feel like it actually weighs that much. So I would guess about 220, 230. Might be wrong. So this rickety, bumpy old road, again, just goes over it, no trouble at all. Very impressed. Yeah. Could a Pan America be my next winter bike? Who knows? I mean, this road is atrocious. Incredible. Makes no never mind to the Pan America though. Just marvellous. Oh, isn't it nice to be out on a bike? An American beauty. Yeah, well, maybe not beauty. Oh, and we've got water ahead, I'm guessing. Farmers tend to like to water the road as well. Oh no, it's one of those. So safe. I like this, I like the vibration and I like the sound. Now, last time I went to Iceland, I got lost. Yeah. Right, so here we'll do. Turn that off. Thing, does everything go off? Everything goes off, and then we side stand peculiarly forward and then over. Look at that. And then remembering not to clunk the boxes. Yeah, this baby's got boxes on. And here we are in the middle of the fens, I guess, on the edge of the fens. Let's see if we can have a look at this. There you go. What do you reckon? It's quite a big baby, isn't it? Marvellous. Right, change camera. Right, here we are. Yeah, look at this. What a marvellous beast it is. Yeah, Harley Davidson 1250 Pan America. Yeah, just look at that beautiful engine. 128 Newton meters of torque. That's not bad, is it? I can't remember the horsepower now, about 150 horsepower. It's got Brembo brakes, twin on the front, spoked wheels, with tubeless tyres. Yeah, spokes go to the outside. Look at all the headlamps it's got. Liquid cooled, that headlamp, very unusual, but it looks like it'd be really effective. The screen is at its maximum height for me. It's not bad at all. This one's got boxes on. Yeah. Seat height 890. Yeah, Dave ain't gonna be riding it. I think that's its maximum. It does come down, and I think this is lower than that, but I couldn't swear to it. Big rack, chain drive, quick shifter, massive tank, 5.5 gallon tank. Yeah, it does about between 40 and 50 to the gallon. A few switches to navigate. Yeah, but they're all sort of straightforward really when you start using them. Yeah, the mirrors sort of Mickey Mouse anvil type, but dead easy to adjust. They've got like this rotation bit there, you see, on a ball at the end. That's a good idea if you ask me. Game Boy style dash, but round rev counter. Yeah, clear see-through brake reservoir. Not a fan of those. I don't know why they do them like that, but I guess that's okay, we're used to it. An adjustable screen, and lots of spot lamps. 230 kilos dry weight, weighs a bit more fully loaded. Yeah, well, with 5.5 gallons worth of fuel in it, it's gonna, isn't it? 2-into-1 pipe. Centre stand, just excellent. Yeah, and to ride, it's lovely. Yeah, I could see myself having one of these, and I thought that copped up when I saw it. Yeah, but let's get back on the road and see what the senses say. Right, here I am, back on board. What we're going to do now is see how we turn it round on a narrow little lane like this. I'm going to fire it up. Oh, there we go, suspension goes down, and then it'll come up as we go. Oh, look at that, marvellous. So, how easy is it to turn around? Well, answer, dead easy. Yeah. I am 6'2". I do have a 34-inch inside leg. I like this bike, I really do. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's got quick shifter, I forget. So let me get the visor shut, and yeah, we're on to the senses test. What does it taste like? This is almost certainly a sherbet dib dab. Yeah, something like that. Not a, you know, a sherbet fountain. That's what I mean. Yeah, it's a sherbet fountain. A big wadge of licorice and some sherbet to dip it in. Yeah, marvellous. Oh, I can taste it now. Yeah, so that's taste. Smell, delicious. Just smells of hot metal. Yeah, as a motorbike should. You know, nothing untoward, no liquid, no oil, no nothing. Handling is fine. It's got a steering damper as well, so if you go off-road you could crank that up and you'd get a bit more stability, I reckon. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Good job I remembered. Here we are into Fordham, 30 miles an hour. Now I just need to find my way home. Let's have a look. So I reckon straight on here. There we go. So to look at, well, it's a beast, isn't it? You know, it's adventure style. It looks very different. If you're looking for something different, maybe this is the adventure bike you want. So, bumpy old road, tight bends, no trouble at all. Yeah, so to look at, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. And it'll even divide adventure bike lovers, I reckon, because it's so different, but everything about it is effective. The mirrors, the big tank, the big screen, all the lights, they're all there for a reason, for a purpose. So yeah, to look at. That's what I'd say. It's a tall baby, but you've got massive adjustment on the seat, and I would say almost on this low setting, I reckon Dave could probably just about do it. He could certainly get on it anyway. And then to touch and feel, oh, so Harley Davidson, it all feels pretty damn good quality, if you ask me. Solid, and the engine looks lovely. That V2, I do like a V-twin, I really do. So yeah, I guess then we're on to sound. Well, it's a V-twin, it's always going to sound good, and it doesn't sound totally dissimilar to the Tigers. No. Sort of comforting, rumbling sound, like a slightly growling Tiger. Yeah, I mean a real Tiger, not a Tiger motorbike. So yeah, so the sound's acceptable. It is an adventure bike. It's not, you know, it's not a classic bike, is it? This is a bike for a purpose, and I have a purpose for a bike like this. Yeah, I think Mrs. Tame would be very comfortable on it, but I don't know, that's something else we'd have to raise with Harley Davidson. But and of course Mrs. 10. What's that saying? Low fuel warning light. Yeah, marvellous. So yeah, so then go on to the sixth sense. How does it make me feel? It makes me feel lost at the moment. No, how does it make me feel? Oh, very happy. Yeah. Could I see myself on one of these all winter? Yeah, I could. I don't know how it would stand up to all that salt and stuff. I presume it'd be quite resilient to it. After all, it's an adventure bike. Oh, we're back in Suffolk, look. Oh, marvellous. I do feel happy when I get back in Suffolk. So that's where I am with it. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, and I think there are people who are prejudiced to different types of bike, as you know. And there are those that'll say, I'll never have a Harley. And there are those that would say they wouldn't have anything but a Harley. Now, I can imagine conventional Harley owners not wanting to go near this, because whilst it's a Harley at heart, it looks like an adventure bike. Yeah, it's confusing, isn't it? Have I confused you? Because I've confused myself. So taking away the fact that it's a Harley, would I have it? Yeah, I would. Would I have it as a Harley? Yeah, I would. It seems like a really good bike. I'd like to do more miles on it, of course. I'd like to go off and do a little tour somewhere, you know, go a decent distance, but right now I've got to take it back, which is sad really. It's very easy to ride, it's so well balanced, and not as heavy as you imagine. Certainly not as heavy as the Tiger 1250s, you know, 1200s, and I've never ridden a BMW GS, so, and they've just changed that to make it even bigger and heavier, so I don't know. I don't even know how much they are. I think they're about 20 odd thousand pounds, yeah, over 20 I think, but I don't know, I wouldn't swear to it. But there, You just almost stand still. That's how well balanced it is. It just almost sits up on its own. Oh, very impressed with it. So, my first time on a Harley Davidson adventure bike. What do I think? Oh, just marvellous. That quick shifter works really damn well. Yeah. Very comfortable. Very comfortable indeed. And here we are. So let's get this parked over here. Just like that. Into neutral. There we go. Engine off. Side stand at the front. Over. And then make sure we don't kick the boxes on the way off. There we go. Harley Davidson Pan America 1250 here at Lynn's Harley Davidson. It's just marvellous.